Hey guys, welcome to the show. Today I'm reviewing T2 Trainspotting. So, T2 Trainspotting is directed by Danny Boyle and it reunites the cast of the original Trainspotting in 1996. We've got, once again, Ewan McGregor as Renton, Ewan Bremner as Spud, Sick Boy played by Johnny Lee Miller, and finally Robert Carlyle as Begbie. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of a spoiler here from the first film, so if you haven't seen it, block your ears now. So for those of you who have seen the original Trainspotting, that you might remember that Renton made off with a significant amount of cash that was owed to everybody else from a successful drug deal. Well, it's been 20 years since then, and Renton has finally returned back to Scotland after 20 years abroad. The question is everybody happy to see him? Now, I went back to the original Trainspotting and just checked it out just to refresh my mind because I'll be honest, when it first came out and I sat down and watched it, I couldn't get through it. I actually stopped watching it. It's a rare thing for me. I stopped watching it. I just couldn't get into the characters properly. Maybe it was just I was maybe too young for it, whatever. But I couldn't quite get into it. For those of you who have seen it, for me it was the same when the baby died. I couldn't go any further into the film than that. So coming into this one, I was sort of wondering, well, it's been 20 years, do we need another Trainspotting film? Well, the answer is an emphatic yes. The truth is, this film is just so much fun, and I know it sounds really weird for a film about drug overdoses and heroin use and people owing money and getting chased and things like that, but this film has such a pulse-pounding excitement to it. It is something that I would watch again and again, and it's just a really well done movie. Danny Boyle, who of course directed the original film, he's the only filmmaker who could have pulled this off because he, like Tarantino, makes those specific films suited to their personality. And for this film specifically, Danny Boyle just attacks this film like a freight train. And he does it with such glee that you can't help but get caught up with it. The soundtrack especially is just so awesome. You've got Queen on there, Run DMC and Jason Nevins. You've got Frankie Goes to Hollywood in there. Underworld's back on there again. It's a wonderful soundtrack. So if anything, get that. The cast in it are all fantastic. Every one of these actors, once again, bringing their A-game to these roles. Ewan McGregor especially as Renton. The standout for me was definitely Robert Carlyle as Begbie. Now, he didn't really get much to do in the first film. We just sort of knew him as the angry one and basically wanted to start fights with everybody and drop C-bombs everywhere. This film, it's amplified by 10 times at the very, very least. This guy is scary. When he's taking control of a scene, this guy is tough to watch because he is so menacing. You just have no idea what he's going to do. He's so unpredictable and he does it so well that it's one of the most memorable parts of the film. So look, if there's any criticisms about it, by comparison to the first film, this is about a half an hour longer. It's almost 2 hours, and it really doesn't need 2 hours. Sometimes it gets a little bit overindulgent for its own sake. Probably the other issue with this film is its third act. It does tend to drop the ball a little bit towards the end there. Given the intensity of these movies, they are very intense, it does lose it a little bit towards the end there. Look, that's a minor gripe, really, because the start of 2017, movies really have been off to a pretty bad start. But this has really lifted the standard for what to expect, and I really hope that other films live up to this. It's probably unlikely that it will, because the Trainspotting films are their own films in their own brand, so you can't really compare apples with other movies. So look, on the whole, T2 Trainspotting is a great film. I highly recommend everybody sees it, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So guys, be sure to like and share my Facebook page. Please click subscribe for my YouTube channel so you get more reviews as they come along. If there's any films in particular you want me to review, drop me some comments, let me know. I'll look it up, and if I can find some time, I'll get them in for you. In the meantime, have a good one, guys. See you at the movies.